Imagine watching someone succeed day after day while your own efforts go unnoticed. No matter how hard you work, success seems just out of reach. What if the difference wasn't in the effort, but in a secret they never shared with you? Meet Williams, a hard worker, dedicated, determined. But despite all his tireless efforts, he couldn't understand why Napoleon, seemingly an effortless achiever, always managed to stay ahead. Williams worked longer, pushed harder, but something was missing. Every morning, Napoleon walked confidently through the neighborhood, nodding at familiar faces. While Williams felt overwhelmed, Napoleon seemed calm, as if he had everything under control. Williams finally approached Napoleon, curiosity outweighing his pride. "Napoleon, I don't get it. We both work hard, but you're always ahead. How do you manage to stay on top while I seem stuck in place?" Napoleon looked at Williams, his eyes gleaming with a hint of mystery. He paused, as though weighing whether to share his secret. "It's not about how much you do, Williams. It's about what you do and when. I set goals, clear, specific goals. Each day, I focus on just one or two tasks that bring me closer to my bigger dream." Williams stood there, stunned. Could it really be that simple? Could setting goals make the difference between endless toil and real progress? He had always thought success was about working harder, not smarter. Napoleon reached into his coat pocket, revealing a small, worn notebook. The leather cover was faded, its pages filled with meticulous lists. Each goal was written with care, broken down into smaller, manageable tasks. As Williams leaned in, he saw something remarkable. Each task had been checked off, one by one. "These goals are my map, Williams. They guide me, help me focus on what's important. Without them, I'd be wandering, just like you." Williams blinked, trying to absorb Napoleon's words. For him, success had always been about doing more, about pushing harder. But now, looking at Napoleon's notebook, he realized something. Effort without direction was like running on a treadmill. It was time to change. That day, Williams sat down with a notebook of his own. Slowly, he began to write. The goals started vague, but as he thought more, they became clearer. With each goal, he broke it down into smaller tasks, steps he could complete every day. As Williams made progress, an odd thing happened. Small setbacks began creeping into his routine. A task that should have been simple seemed to go wrong. His focus started to waver. Then, as he crossed off a goal one evening, Williams saw Napoleon watching him, not with approval, but with a hint of something else. Was it doubt? Or perhaps fear? The next day, Williams confronted Napoleon again. "Napoleon, why didn't you tell me that even with goals, things still go wrong?" Napoleon smiled, but this time there was something different in his gaze. "Even with a map, William, the journey isn't always smooth. Obstacles are part of the path. But here's the real question. How do you handle them?" Williams stood in silence. Was Napoleon offering more advice, or was there something he wasn't saying? As Napoleon turned and walked away, Williams couldn't shake the feeling that these setbacks weren't accidental. The setbacks continued, but now Williams was determined to push through. No matter what went wrong, he stayed focused on his goal. And day by day, his progress grew undeniable. Yet something still nagged at him. Why had Napoleon never shared this part of the journey? What else was he keeping from Williams? Days passed, and Williams's progress was undeniable. His goals were clear, his tasks focused. Yet one evening, as he glanced toward Napoleon's house, he noticed something strange. Napoleon wasn't using the same notebook anymore. There was a second one, older, more worn, and much more mysterious. What was in that second notebook? Could Napoleon have been holding back something even bigger? Williams's curiosity burned. He had learned the importance of goal setting, but he knew now that Napoleon's success was built on more than one secret. Goal setting had changed Williams's life, but the obstacles that had mysteriously appeared in his path couldn't be ignored. Was Napoleon testing him, or was there something more sinister at play? The second notebook held the key to something much bigger, and soon, Williams would uncover it. What about you? Are you setting clear goals or just working aimlessly? Write down one goal today and break it into smaller, achievable steps. Start small and see where it leads. Remember, it's not just about effort, it's about direction. Subscribe, share your progress with us, and let us know how goal setting has changed your life.